Morning students, today we are going to see new lesson about the lesson is about the modes of transport. So today we are going to learn about the transport. Okay, many years ago it was very difficult to travel. People travel from one place to another, and it was also difficult for them to carry goods to one place to another. Today people are using due to the developments of the transport. So today we are using today we are going to rail, roads, air and waterways. To travel from one place to another, and then we are also carrying goods easily to one place to another. So what are the changes? The lesson highlights is about the changes in the modes of the transport. Now we are going to see what are the changes in the modes of the transport. Changes in the modes of transport. So today we are going to see the modes of the transports carry modes of transport carry people and goods from one place to another. From one place to another. So, the mode of transport carry people and goods from one place to another. Our choice of choosing transport depends on the distance we have to move, the distance we have to go, the amount of time we have, and the money we would like to spend. So, our choice of transport depends on the distance we have to go, the amount of time we have and the money we would like to spend. So, mainly the modes of transport carries people and goods from one place to another. Our choice of transport depends on the distance, the amount and the money we would like to spend. So, some of the modes of the transports are buses, auto rickshaws, car, bike, and trucks, etc. So these are the modes of the transport. So now we are going to see what are the types of the transport. So modes of transport are three types. one, land transport. Second, water transport. And the third one, air transport. Again, here land transport is again divided into road transport and rail transport. So what is road transport? Vehicles that run on road are known as road transport. Rail transport, vehicles that run through rail are known as rail transport. So vehicles that run on roads are known as road transport. Whereas vehicles that are run on rails are known as rail transport. So example for road transport was buses, bus, car, bike, etc. And example for rail transport is train. So these are the modes of transport. Modes of transport is of three types: land transport, water transport, air transport. Again, land is divided into two types, that is into road and rail. So what is road transport? Vehicles that run on roads are known as road transport. Vehicles that run on rails are known as rail transport. So next we are going to see land transport. So first one we are going to see about the land transport. So before the invention of the wheel, people used to walk for long distances or they use domestic animals for carrying goods. For carrying goods from one place to another. So, before the invention of the wheel, people used to walk for long distances or they use domestic animals for carrying goods from one place to another. So, some of the animals used for transports are used for carrying goods. So the animals like horses, donkeys, camels, elephants, mules, and ponies. So these are the animals used for carrying goods from one place to another. So, moose is animal. It also looks like it is a donkey, but it looks like horse. It is a one type of donkey, but it looks like horse. Another police. Police is also the animals used for carrying goods from one place to another. Okay, ma'am? So before the invention of the wheel, people used to walk for long distance, or they used mostly animals for carrying goods from one place to another. Some of the animals used for carrying goods are horses, donkeys, camel, elephant, moose, and bodies. Bodies is known as small horses. This look like a small horses is also known as bodies. So still today, people use these animals to carry goods due to improper use. So, in some villages, still people used to carry goods to these animals due to the improper roads. So, as you know, mules and donkeys are used to carry goods. In hilly region. These animals are used to carry goods in hilly region. Camels, as you know, is known as the ship of the desert. It can walk long distance with ease. With their wide padded feet. Wide padded feet. Next, elephants are used to carry lots of wood from farms. So, mules and donkeys are used to carry goods in hilly regions. Camel, as you know, it can walk with ease due to their padded feet. Elephants are used to carry lots of food from the forest. So, from these camels are used to carry goods from one place to another. Before the invention of the wheel, people used to walk for long distance, or they used these animals to carry goods from one place to another. So, after the invention of the wheel, after the invention of the wheel, animal-driven cars were used to carry goods. So what are the animal carving parts? So, that is underparts, camel parts. So these are the animal driven parts that are used to transport the goods from one place to another after the invention of the wheel. Even now, in many villages, people still using these animal parts to transport goods and people. So after the invention of the wheel, animal driven cars were used to carry goods. So what are the animal driven cars? Example was roller cars, animal cars, etc. Even today, in many villages of our country, they are using these animals to transport the goods and people from one place to another. So next, we are going to see what is road transport. The land transport, as earlier I said, is divided into road and rail. The first one, road transport. So today, due to the invention of the motorized vehicle, there took place a revolution in the land transport. There is a revolution in land transport. So today we can see vehicles that we see on the road are mainly motorized and they run to fuels such as petrol, diesel and compressed natural gas. So, due to the motorized vehicle today, there will be a revolution in land transport. But today we can see on the roads are mainly all the vehicles are motorized and they run to fuels such as petrol, diesel and compressed gas. So these become very convenient for the people. So these are the more convenience modes of transport. So next one, so road transport. Transport takes carrying goods and people for long distance every day. So what is the road transport? We carry people and goods and long distance every day from one place to another. So what are the vehicles that are used? So what are the examples for the land transport? buses, cars, trucks, rickshaws. So these are the land transport. They carry goods and people for long distance from one place to another. So these are the examples for the land transport. Now, next one, rail transport. So railways were first introduced in India by the British in 1853. Railways were first introduced by the British in 1853. The first train ran from Bombay to Thane. The first train ran from Bombay to Thane. So after the independence, so the railway tracks are connected to various regions, to various parts of our regions. Thus, today India has a large network of railways. So in India, railways was first introduced by the British in 1853. The first train was run from Bombay to Thane. After the independence, the rails are connected to various regions of our country. So today, India we called as a large network of railways. So there are two types of trains. One is goods train, and the second one, passenger train. So in the goods trains, only the goods are transported from one place to another, and in the passenger trains, only the people travel from one place to another. Metro train also introduced in various cities. Such as Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, etc. So today metro train was also introduced in many cities, and metro train is the fastest mode of transport. Metro train is one of the fastest mode of transport which carry only people. So metro trains is one of the fastest mode of transport which carry only people. So these are the importance of the rail transport. So railways was first introduced by British in 1853. The first train ran between Mumbai to Thane. So after the independence, the rails are connected to various parts of the cities, regions. So today we have a large network of railways. There are two types of railways, goods trains, and two types of trains, good trains and passenger train. So what is good trains? Only goods are transported from one place to another is known as good trains. Passenger trains, only people move from one place to another. So metro train was introduced in many cities, big cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, and it is one of the fastest mode of transport which carry only people. So now we are going to see what are the advantages and the disadvantages. So
So now we are going to see what are the advantages of land transport. So first point, it is the easiest means of transport. So land transport is the easiest and the cheapest means of transport. So it is the cheapest means of transport. First advantage. And the second, it helps, road transport helps people to travel from places close to their houses and to their destinations. Destinations means where they work, workplace. So, first point, it is the cheapest means of transport. Second, the road transport helps people to travel from places close to their houses and to their destinations. It also helps them to carry goods easily. Third one, road transport help us in daily travel, such as for school and also our workplace and also to our workplace. So this is the third advantage. And the fourth advantage, railways. Railways are the most commonly used transport to travel long distances and also to transport goods to different parts of the country, in the region. So these are the advantages of the land transport. The first one, it is the cheapest means of transport. It also helps people to travel from places close to their houses and to their destination. Destination is a place where they work, and also helps them to carry goods easily. Third one, road transport helps us in daily travel, such as for going school and also to our workplace. And the fourth one, railways. Rails are the most commonly used transport to travel long distances and also to transport goods to different parts of the regions. So these are the advantages of the land transport. Now we are going to see what are the disadvantages of land transport. So now we are going to see what are the disadvantages of land transport. So during rainy season, first disadvantage, during rainy season, the conditions of the road becomes bad. So it was difficult difficult to travel. So during the rainy season, the conditions of the roads become bad. This is the first disadvantages of land transport. What is the second disadvantage? Second disadvantage, due to the rising numbers of vehicles, it causes noise pollution. Due to the rising number of vehicles cause noise pollutions, harmful gas and smokes from the vehicles also cause air pollution. So these are the main disadvantages of land pollution. Due to this harmful gas, had an effect on human beings, plants and animals. So, first one, during rainy season, the conditions of the roads become bad, so it was difficult to travel. The second disadvantages, due to the rising number of vehicles, it causes noise pollution. Harmful gas and smokes from the vehicles also cause air pollution. These harmful gas affect human beings, plants and animals. So what is the last disadvantage? Heavy traffic. So last disadvantage, due to heavy traffic, there will be a wastage of time. So these are the disadvantages of land pollutions. So first one, during rainy season, the conditions of the roads become bad, so it was difficult to travel. Second one, due to the rising number of vehicles, it caused noise pollution. So due to harmful gas and smoke from the vehicles also cause air pollution. It also the effect will fall on human beings, plants and animals. And third one, due to heavy traffic, there will be a wastage of time also. So these are the disadvantages of land transport. So today we have seen what is the three types of, we have learned the three types of transport: land transport, water transport and air transport. In land transport we have again it was in two types, that is road and rail. So in the next topic we will see what are the water transport and air transport. If you have any doubt you can ask me. Thank you.